Hello, I streamed this morning on my Twitch channel, which I'll flash the URL up for that. And this is gonna be me playing with a 3700 IO team. I'm just the imposter here, being like 3200 or something. I just know him from last season, and their mage was still sleeping, so I got in for one key, which is nice. Will help my pugging life considerably, I imagine. They do have a priest, but we also do have a warlock, which means I'm not getting the PI. That's pretty fine. Fire doesn't need PI to be better in this situation than Frost is. The main reason that I'm playing Fire here is one, I've liked playing Fire recently because it's just a better mix on Tyrannical weeks when you're playing with these high OE specs like this. Destro Warlock is just gonna kill everything every pull very quickly. If I was playing Cold Front or something here, I would have had a miserable experience. I'm going to let the sound of the key play out a bit later on, probably around when we reach the last boss, because that's when I did join Discord with them for a short period of time. So I did recently download I'm Fired Up's SKB Weekor, or well, I didn't download it. Bob, who you'll probably see talk in the chat, he talked in the chat like at the start of this key, he linked it to me, which was nice. So it's much easier to grasp, and then this Weekor that I made that has the same icon for both. I don't know how his Path of Frost didn't go on me. That was very strange. I've played DK myself, so I tried dismounting and jumping up onto the water, because that's what you have to do if you get below the water with Path of Frost, generally. That also didn't work, so unfortunate. Yeah, there's Bob. He's the one who gave me the SKB Weekor. He's a fire mage in my guild. Very, very strong fire mage. So sometimes it might take me a second to recognize I'm SKBing, or I might forget to use it, which is quite unfortunate. Since they have a warlock and everything, really, you can just pull as big as you want. I'm doing a little bit here to smooth over the transition, but if you look at the overall DPS, it's not me that's making these pulls work, really. It's the warlock. Just pressing rain of fire every pack and then summoning his blasphemy. Pretty crazy. Our boss damage is quite strong though, because we are playing enhanced fire mage destro, right? In reality, I thought I performed a lot worse on the bosses than I should have. I'm not really sure what caused it. I had a couple misplays on my rotation during the boss, but I'm gonna fireball here just to try and get my combust back faster, right? It was 8 seconds away. Just kind of shifting power as soon as I reach 0 fire blast charges to get back up. As soon as I see that SKD proc, I'm going to use it into my rune. I should have runed before that flame strike, but that's alright. In the end, it wasn't even that good of a rune because the Destro Warlock killed everything, so. I got the DB on the prior fish stick, but it looks like we gripped them anyway, so. That's a great thing that you can do. It's a little bit hard because it casts quite fast, but being able to reactionary DB is really good for helping your group in this case. I'm probably gonna have some like NCS music in the background really low, but sorry if that bothers you. I just didn't want to have another silence moment, right? I've been doing a couple more of the voiceover keys, and having the moments where I don't speak incredibly silent isn't great, in my opinion. But yeah, SKB, I probably should have tried to interrupt that. It was a bit greedy that I didn't. I'm gonna fire blast it there, which it was a good time for me to hit it with a couple fire blasts since I was in my shifting power. I mean, these people swapped to it really, really quickly, so didn't even really need me to do it, but I definitely was a half second away from soloing it probably. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? They're 3700 IO. They know how to play the game very well. This person's been playing Holy Priest for entire life. They were Holy Priest main last year as well. Quite good at it then. And now it's just a you know, insane spec, so. Anyway, I don't think there was any advantages to playing Frost in this situation, especially considering a destro warlocks gain PI. The AoE is not going to live very long, and going for any type of build as Frost that would have gotten me AoE damage would have just killed my single target as opposed to fire. You can see that's the main problem with Tyrannical. That thing that chunked me down to like 10% of my HP is just a random ability that he casts with almost no warning. Hits 3 people, I believe, or it was the rune hate me at the same time. They both things I just mentioned chunk like hell. I'm just going to save my IQD for my next combust because it came up with SKB. So. And then here, this is a little unfortunate. I guess I'm using a different weak aura than them because I don't actually get any pop-ups for where I'm supposed to go. So yeah, Nax, I know you sometimes watch my videos. I'm not bad. Okay, it just didn't show up. I am kind of bad though. I was cursing myself here for going into combust right when I had an SKB, but that's alright. In general, I didn't make that many mistakes. You can see these people are like just fucking me on the meters. Yeah. And one thing that I definitely fucked up here was not interrupting these things as much as I should have. These interrupts are pretty dangerous. Also, I have no idea how that thing ticked and hit me. It's probably just a bit under the ground. I couldn't tell you why I ruined here. You should save your runes for SKB. Maybe it's because I thought I was going to combust, but you can see I have 6 seconds left on it, and in 4 seconds he's going to be damage immune, so. Ideally here, I would have saved my SKB, but this phase might last longer than I could have saved it, so. Oh, instead I just ended up not using it, so yeah. I'm just gonna go throw it in there because I don't know where it's supposed to go, and that person was right over there. So, yeah. Again, we're using different add-ons. It's a bit of a disconnect. It's kind of unfortunate. I probably should have started casting a Pyroblast. Done a Pyroblast combust there. You can see I missed my double Pyroblast as an opener somehow. I don't think there's any like bullshit excuse I can give. I think I just missed it. Didn't move fast enough to get my Pyroblast up. Yeah, I alter here because I was fairly certain that guy was going to chunk me. I've done a few, no. I've just, I know how these things probably work. If you don't get one shot by something in a 26, then it'll almost one shot you. By the way, yeah, her dying there, that was probably my fault. Again, I just kicked for the first time in this dungeon. Which, I mean, the other kicks aren't as important, but kicking on this boss, however, that is very important. Sanitizing cycle is coming up in 5 seconds. My combustion's coming up again as well. That's a very unfortunate overlap. And so here I am going to decide to just say fuck it and combust because I'm not doing any single target damage. This is probably going to let my combust come back up with the pack after the boss. I could have SKB here, but I just well, didn't, so wasted that. Again, another misplay, though they only really happened in single target here, and I think this was the worst boss for me. This was when I first got on for the day, so fuck, now I sound like I'm making excuses for myself. Because I am. That was an excuse. Luckily, you know, I'll get an SKB to tide me over until the boss dies. One with a lot of fire blast. Rip the rune, but that's alright. I'd rather not die to the thing. There, that was also a mistake. I should have held that 7th one with a hot streak and then just refreshed it into the SKB later on. It probably didn't end up mattering since I wasn't really kicking, you know, those 2 people died, and then, you know, it would have taken too long. So that I couldn't have gotten a 20-second combustion here. Yeah, you can see I'm looking at the interrupts, I'm like, yeah. Whoops, kicked less than the warlock. That's unfortunate. Actually, I guess our kick has the same cooldown, so I'm not writing the reduced interrupt thing, which would be pretty good in this dungeon considering you never need to invis. Well, generally speaking. The invis conduit won't give you much value. Here, you know, I have pot, everything, so we're gonna use it. I believe we killed Vi here. I've started doing my first 2 fire blasts in a pull on just to ensure that we kill it. So that would have been helpful here as well. Luckily he lives, so. You can see, because this is tyrannical, this is where fire shines. This pack's about to die, and it's gonna die around when, you know, my second SKB's ended, so I'm still doing a fuck ton of damage. I suppose here now, he will live this. I thought I had SKB there for some reason, and I should have held that one, just like on the first boss, where I didn't. If you don't understand what I mean by holding the SKB, well, hopefully I do it sometime later in this dungeon. You can see I'm waving my mouse right there. I did stream this, so I was probably talking a lot. Yeah, I don't have that much viewer activity, but also, or chat activity. But I wasn't really talking that much at all because I was trying to concentrate as well. Go into another big combustion. You can see it feels like 9.0 Fire Mage because you're just combusting every pack. Not really, generally you're not combusting twice a pack, which you could do in like a high key as fire last season, but or not last season, 9.0, but here I do want to conserve some of my things because I have a big combust coming up, right? Not big, sorry, just my normal one. Again, you're going to want shifting power when you're out of fire blast charges, so for me that's now. I haven't talked about haste at all, but I could do with having a little bit more haste. I mean, my IQD procs haste, and so does my changeling, so it depends how you see it, really. I'm about 4% haste away from having another flame patch tick, though. I get some leniency on this boss because I get no mechanics at the start, but sadly that happens at a worse time later on. Here, I should be able to get my IQD inside Lust, hopefully, right? Yeah, so at least my IQD is inside Lust. Doesn't really matter that my Combust isn't, because I do get the extended IQD here as well. Of course, I would have liked to Combust inside Lust, but that's alright. Currently doing less damage on the tank. But I hadn't combusted yet, so. Yeah, I needed to get that SKB off sooner. Fortunately, I dropped my Tune for Cascade procs. I shouldn't have worried so much about conserving my Fire Blast cooldown since we were in I'll be able to go straight into another Combust though. Like I'm trying to get an SKB into it, but I shouldn't have used that Fire Blast and I should have just, yeah. Just here, now I'll just do the SKB. I got scared, didn't want to get hit by that in one shot. You can see I am not doing anything to carry single turret here, so. I was quite surprised at how much single turret damage the destro was doing at least. Enhance, I'm not surprised about, but destro, yeah, it's a bit surprising. That's disgusting single turret damage. Here I'll be able to SKB into a Combust. So I blocked that in preparation of combusting. Fire is really, you know, it's got a lot of movement to handle everything that's happening here. This is where I fuck up a little bit. And now, yeah, I mean, I'm just, look at this. What do we do? What do we do? Now my rune's covered in all sides, and I didn't even get my SKB proc off either. Annoying boss. I should have saved my ice block for an actual thing. I'm too used to being able to ice block whatever I want as Frost. And this time I'm going to spend the rest of the fight chained. There's definitely too much of that orange shit, probably, that drops. Otherwise, this fight went pretty well. I'm just going to SKB, because why not? Get a couple seconds of Combust off. Yeah, you can see I'm just like, what the hell? You know, how does a destro warlock do that much DPS? I could blame it on PI for single target, but I don't know. Maybe he's just cracked it at destro. I guess they don't change anything, do they, for their single target to AoE, because they're still running eradication. So it's just disgusting how he chaos bolt, or how much a 10% damage buff will give him with that much haste that you can get. Here, I believe we're gonna double pull. They want me to sheep X. Alright, maybe I will just talk over the rest of this key and then you won't get to hear their lovely voices. That would be unfortunate. The double pull. This is again where I fuck up. I don't have anything. I don't have anything focused right now. Also, I'm just noticing that my sheep macro might be broken because normally it appears in the top left. So I do have DB, which I use. You can see stack nameplates kind of fucks me up. Maybe it's the next pull actually that I fuck up then. Yeah, I suppose so. So I did focus someone. To be honest, I don't know which one casts which right now. Hopefully I don't just randomly throw DB. It might have been good. Yep, I was just gonna say. Might have been good to do that. Okay, I didn't even mix. Alright. Oh, I see. So it was the one outside the pack. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. You see now the healer's gonna be like either kick or join Discord. So I choose to join Discord. But to be fair, yeah. Wow. I did not know I was the one outside the pack even when I was doing this. I was just assumed my stacked nameplates fucked me up. Alright, you know what? I will let you hear their wonderful voices, so that's where I'm going to leave you. You'll get just the talk from the rest of the key. So yeah. Alright, I checked this one before the key started, so you swapped to it. You swapped to it.
I knew you were here! We gamed with you so many times ago.
How much more does the other fire mage do? Because I know I'm fucking something up, but I'm not sure if it's like if I should be I don't know, you know, thinking that
She usually just fucking, she like plays Venture Fire and just destroys bosses. She does like 5 million to this boss.
I see, that makes sense. When you got a destro warlock with PI, you know, then
because I'm not a DPS player, you know. I don't know what the fuck goes on. I just heal frame.
True.
I will unmake you.
Please.
Guards,
ASAP is to.
remove these pests. Oh, the stars are mine.
Thank you, Apple.
Guards, remove these pests.
Be a melee if you can.
Oh, okay, sure.
No, it makes my life way easier to heal.
If you like having a DPS trigger the stars, always trigger them instead of the warlock. It's fine.
But I mean, whoever wants to do it, I will never say no.
Oh,
Okay.
the stars are mine. Guards, remove these pests. This power is vast. Bow before cartel's soul. Oppose me and be extinguished. How dare you hinder me? The tools of creation at my command. The realms. I can feel them all. The power of the first ones. Mine to control. The tools of creation. At my command. Bow before cartel's soul.
Someone needs to get the far right one.
Oppose
I got
me
it.
and be
I'm
extinguished.
fast.
How dare you hinder me? The tools of creation. At my
Fuck.
command.
That was unfortunate. I just...
The realms. I can feel them all. The power of the first ones. Mine to control.
I have already forgotten you.
The power of the first ones. Mine to control. Bow before cartels.
Why the fuck did I just PI?
Oppose me and be extinguished. How dare you hinder me?
Oh, you can get double hit by those.
Mm-hmm.
The tools of
Symbol and
creation
20, but I'm really low on
at
mana. You guys
my
gotta use some
command.
DI.
The realms. I can feel them. The power of the first ones. Mine to control. The tools of creation. At my command. Bow before cartel's soul. Oppose me and be extinguished. How dare you hinder me? The tools of creation. My good death must not fade.
Oh my god, a neck.
First ones hate these artifacts for good reason. They are not meant for us.
Does anyone want that?
I am grateful our paths.
Sure. I was trying to run a 23 Gambit when you whispered me anyway,
Reside
so
where they can do
for this.
no more harm,
Or the ring.
and
But
be studied by Cartel Al. Until our fortunes meet again.